Hey guys, my name is Jake. Started this YouTube channel 3.5 months ago now, and I've been making videos where I'm like, this is how you get rich, what you must do to get in shape. You must do this, like giving advice. And originally I made the channel to like give advice to like people maybe like in high school or something younger than me, and then I realized that like business, tech, like technology, money, like that type of stuff, financial videos is what makes the money in the long term. So I started talking about that and giving advice. Forgot to start my watch timer, but yeah. And recently I was at a Mexican graduation party. My boy just got his master's degree. It was really cool. It was my first like Mexican party like that. I love the culture, bro, and like, the closeness, and like no one was on their phones. We just all talked and yapped for like hours till freaking 3 in the morning, drinking beers, having a good time and whatnot. One of the guys I was talking about, I was showing him the channel and showing him the videos, and he's a entrepreneurial type guy as well, like me. He wants to make it. He's already doing things. He's a little bit older than me, and he was just talking about, bro, like he watches Alex Hormozy and them, and he was like, bro, like you are a nobody. Like me, like he says like 80% of like the advice type stuff he watches is just Alex Hormozy. Like no point to watch anyone else. And he was talking about how like there is no point. Like why would you watch you, Jake? Like what have you done? Like what credentials do you have? Like what money have you made? What have you done in your career? And it's like, bro, I've done nothing, bro. I haven't even graduated college yet. I've graduated high school and I got into some colleges. Like that's all I have to show for it. I've never made some real money, you know? And it had me thinking. I was like, dang, what should I do then? And he starts going about like, you got to document the journey. He was talking about how like, imagine like Jeff Bezos, right? When he was making Amazon, if you knew exactly what he was thinking, if he had vlogs while he was coming up, like Mark Zuckerberg with Facebook, right? And like Meta now, that would be so cool if the journey was just documented. And I love that idea. So, and another thing that's been holding me back with this channel before is, I was really trying to like try hard to like optimize for like views and stuff. And with YouTube, you gotta be authentic, you gotta be real for it to ever work. Anyways, this guy tells me like, bro, document your journey, because I know that I'm gonna do big things with my life. I know that I'm already making plays with crypto, and I want to own a business or several businesses in the future and do several things, outside of the 9 to 5 that I can do from college. And he was like, bro, document the journey, right? So then whenever you do have those credentials, because no one's gonna watch this video right now. No one's gonna watch this video for years. I promise you, by the time the vast majority of the viewers are watching this, it's already, by the time I'm like 30, I've made it, I've done some things, and they're like, I want to see how he was thinking when he was younger. And I feel like people are probably gonna watch this and be like, yo, he's thinking just like how I'm thinking. They're like 18 or something like that, and then like they see the vision. I want to like document the journey, and I want to almost use this almost like a diary type of thing, where I can just like talk about where I'm at, my goals, what I'm trying to do, just document the whole process. And even if it never gets views, hopefully it can help one person, or even it'll just be cool for me to have in the future, I would love looking back on this, that sort of thing. So anyways, what's up, y'all? My name is Jake. I'm 21 years old. I'm gonna go into my senior year of college. It's summer break right now, so I'm about to go into my senior year of college. I've never made more than 14 bucks an hour, but I have an interview tomorrow to hopefully get up to 16 an hour. I own about a couple $1,000s worth of crypto right now. I'm trying to exit this bull run with 10K, which would be freaking amazing. I have about $3,000 worth of debt, so that I'm not paying interest on. So my plan is to get 10K out of this bull cycle with crypto, and pay off the 3K, and then have 7K and wait for the next cycle, and hopefully I can buy Bitcoin and ETH and whatever altcoins I'm into at that time, stupid dirt cheap in the bear market. So I am really into crypto. I love YouTube as well. That's why I've made so many videos, even though like there's no return, I've made no money, that sort of thing, because I just love YouTube. I've had several YouTube channels throughout my life. If I always say, bro, like I would rather try my dream and fail than like regret never trying it. So if y'all want to start a channel or anything, like any type of goals you have, like, bro, just do it, bro. Come on. This is a fun hobby too, I usually like, if I look sweaty, I usually finish working out at the gym and then I come out here and record. So that's what I'm doing right now. Let's see. 6 foot tall, 200. Definitely long-term goal. I would like to be lean. I've been lifting for over 2 years now, probably like 2.5 years. And I don't know. I've not been able to lock in and get lean. And I know if I did, I'd be a freaking unit, just because of like, Like, I got way stronger. But I'm like, I love making money. I love thinking about making money. I want to, I just want to be like mad rich and like not have to work a 9 to 5 my whole life. Like, and I don't ever like lie. So like, I don't come from like a dirt broke background. I'm lucky that my dad went to college. He makes a good wage. But the thing is, he's what, 62 now, and he works like 70, 80 hours every week, and he makes six figures. But it's like, I don't look at him and be like, man, I want to be doing that when I'm his age, or even like anywhere near his age, or really ever. I don't want to be working 80 hours a week for someone else. If I'm working 80 hours a week, I want it to be for my own business, for something where I'm going to make a stupid amount, or like it's mine, it can't just be taken away. I can't be fired overnight, that sort of thing, So that's my kind of take on it. Everyone says they want to be rich by 30. I've always said 35 for me, and my freedom number is 30K a month. And I know, like, the sky's the limit. It can be way higher than that, but 30K a month is like where I'll smile and be like, buy myself like an M3 comp or something. We'll see if I do, but I want to live life as frugal as possible and not just be dumb, I used to think like I'm gonna graduate college and instantly like buy a truck on top of my current car and like finance it, and it's like a $50,000 truck or something, and that's just so stupid, Please don't be doing that. And I definitely won't be doing that now, but I want to be really smart with my money, keep my current car. I can keep that throughout my whole 20s, to be honest. 21 right now, it'll last another 10 years easy. And I definitely want to be a successful YouTuber at one point, but I'm not like, I don't care if that doesn't happen. Even if one day I can just like be a moderate sized YouTuber. I think crypto right now, hopefully I stay locked in. I know I will stay locked in. My biggest L that I've taken so far in my life was, so I've always been like an entrepreneur my whole life, like entrepreneur, like thinking, that sort of thing. And I had $600 worth of Dogecoin when I was like 15 in 2020. And literally 13 months after I sold, I paid like 600 for it. I sold for 400. So I took a 200 loss, and it's because COVID was happening. I was freaking out. And at first I tried like doubling in, buying more, and it just kept crashing. I was like, fuck. So I got rid of everything. And then at the time I was like, I'm going to be stuck at home for like a year. So I ended up spending the money on an expensive Dior Sauvage, like the big bottle, the biggest one they have of that. And then an electric scooter. And I had fun with it, During COVID, every day I would take my electric scooter, go around the neighborhood. It's pretty chill. I still have that bottle, bro. I still have not finished it. It's a ginormous bottle. But that's where my Dogecoin money went, right? My $400 that I sold, right? And then turns out, I didn't actually find out until December 2024 how much it would have been worth. But I logged into this was on Robinhood, my old Robinhood account. Bro, it would have been worth 195K peak cycle 13 months later, bro. 13 months later, I fumbled 195K, and I was surprised that when I found out, it didn't hurt. I wasn't like, fuck, like I wasn't depressed, nothing. It didn't hurt. To be honest, I was just like more motivated because it was proof that there's money to be made here. There was proof, that's like my little validation that I can do this. I did that at 15. Now I'm much more patient. Now, like, the way I see it with crypto, it's like, if I don't buy any crypto this year, I'm going to end the year poor. If I do buy crypto this year, I might end the year poor. I might not end the year poor. So, it's an opportunity for me, And I always love learning. And, I have a Roth IRA too, the backup plan. That's how I treat that sort of thing, Because at the end of the day, I don't want to like retire at 65 with like a couple million and like that's it, I want to do much bigger things than that, I need my freaking 765 LT, my Porsche GT3 RS. That's how I'm trying to live. I'm trying to enjoy money while I'm young too. I've been reading a lot more financial books recently, which is something I would definitely say you should be doing. And like something they all talk about is like, at least the ones I've been reading, is about being able to enjoy your money while you are young. While you're in your 30s, your 40s, maybe even your 20s, that sort of thing. Usually they say about 30s, you gotta lock in your 20s. I know there's people like Brez online, like I rock with Brez, he's pretty cool, Brez Scales on. But like, you're probably not gonna be rich as hell by 20, It probably won't happen, and that's okay. You just gotta keep working. But as long as you're putting those hours towards yourself, and it's not like 80 hours a week doing manual labor, unless you're taking that money and investing it properly, invest in yourself for sure. But yeah, my goal is by 35 And I am in college now, and my goal is to be able to graduate and get like a 65K a year job within a year, and then live with my parents. You know, I don't have a car payment, you know, I don't have bills like that. So I think like the vast majority of that money, I'll still max out my Roth, but everything else, bro, I'm just trying to invest it in crypto or ETFs, to be honest. And we'll see how long I keep this belief. But I have this belief that like, if you believe in something, let's say you believe in XRP, you know, I hold some XRP, go all in for real. And when I say all in, I don't actually mean 100%, but I mean like a significant portion, you know, because if you diversify too much, you're not gonna enjoy the fruits, you know, like everything's not gonna go up. You know, it's a safe option, you know, you might make 10% a year or something with good diversification, but I'm not here for 10% a year. I'm here to be wealthy by the time I'm 35. So it's like, if you're like with a coin, a stock, whatever it is, an investment, like if you don't believe that it's gonna freaking work, then don't buy it at all. And if you believe it's gonna work, proof, you know, be like Michael Saylor, put it all in, like proof, show it to yourself, you know. You gotta take risks. I remember I was telling my boy, like, I don't know what I'm gonna do with, let's say I get the 10K and I spend 3K on debt repayment, so I have 7K, and I was like, bro, I don't know what to do. Should I like do this? Should I do that? You know, it was like either try to max out my Roth for the year or save it for the next Bitcoin cycle in stable coins, or like buy just Apple stock or something like that. And he was like, and I couldn't decide, and he was like, find the riskiest option and take it, you know, within reason. Not like gambling risky like a meme coin, but you know, out of what I'm considering. And I was like, I love that, man. Because at the end of the day, even 7K, I've never had money like that before. My net worth has been negative for like basically since I've been 18. I mean, right now, crypto's down a little bit. My net worth is negative 1,200, something like that. Okay, and even 7K, bro, that is not life-changing money. I'm willing to risk it, bro. Like, with whatever money you have, like, it has the potential. Like, if I invest that 7K into like some coins and the coins kind of tank and I lose a lot of that money, I'm really not gonna cry. I'm gonna try again. I'm gonna take my lessons. I'm gonna learn it. But at the end of the day, like, 7K is not gonna change my life. It's not even a down payment on a house, but it has the potential to put in work and make money for me, you know? Because my end goal is really to not be working for someone else's W-2 9-to-5 job, which is really more like a 9-to-9, because you're working more than 40 hours, bro. And I mean, I live in Dallas, bro. Like, I saw like a freaking Instagram thing yesterday saying like you need 70K a year to live here, and that's not living comfortably, for real, you know? Or it's barely living comfortably, not like wealthy, lavish. And I'm not. If you're someone who just wants to be cool and like flex on others, you probably shouldn't watch me. You're not gonna like my journey, because I'm not really about that. And you know, I already know whenever I do make it, I'm gonna get a lot of hate, because I am a car guy, so I'm gonna have a lot of flashy cars, and unfortunately that just mixes with the bad crowd, because they do that too. But I'm a car enthusiast. I love my car, so I'm not on that timing at all. I probably will have some expensive clothes, but not designer, more like, you know, nice suits and stuff, because that's worth it. Maybe like one nice watch. I have a vision board. I made a video on that. You should definitely watch that. I think it's the whole vision board thing. It's about like kind of manifesting your future or visualizing your future. And it's not being like, I will have a GT3 RS. You got to believe like, I already have that GT3 RS. I deserve it. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. And, you know, it's a cool mindset. But anyways, to talk more about where I'm at right now, I'm confident I'm going to nail this interview tomorrow. It's at, I don't want to say, but it's a big store that you definitely have heard of, 16 an hour. And I don't really have bills. And my plan is 25. Okay, I also really think having fun while you were young and spending time with people, socializing, really important. So 25% of my money, mandatory, I have to spend hanging out with friends, having fun, that sort of thing. So it will go through to like gas, it'll go to alcohol or whatever, you know. And if I have excess money in that, you know, little wallet there in that checking account, then I'll just buy drinks for everyone. You know, it's got to go. It's got to be used having fun. You know, summer 25 got to be great. Other 75%. Invest. Not gonna lie, a majority of that is going into crypto. And you know, I could lose it in crypto. If I do, will it change my life? Is that life changing? Am I gonna be crying, depressed? Oh no, I lost what, $3,000 that I might make that I could invest this summer? Like, it's not the end of the world, bro. Like, 3K is nothing. Everyone stresses over everything. Like I'm in college, and it's hard getting a job after college. And so many people are so stressed and depressed. Like, and I really thought about it. It's like, let's say I graduate, I'm gonna graduate when I'm 22. Let's say I can't get a job for 23. till I'm 23. In the long run, when I'm older, you think I'm gonna care that my full-time job, I got it at 23 instead of 22? You think the impact that's gonna make is like, you know, like huge in the long scheme of my life? When I'm 16, I'm like, oh my God, I got the job at 23, not 22. Like, relax, work hard and, you know, apply, do your best and all that, but it's not the end of the world. So back on the investing thing, you know, yeah, the crypto is more risky, but even if I end up putting 3K in this summer and I leave with 2K, I lost a third, you know, because it's not going to go to zero. I'm not buying shit coins, right? And I'm so confident it's going to go up. It's just whether I sell in time, you know, that's the only issue. If I get greedy and want more and more and more. But yeah, like, so that if I lose some of that 3K, it was worth it, because I see it almost like, this is a bad analogy because, you know, the crypto haters are going to love this. Like gambling, you know, if I go to the casino and I lose some money, you know, that was part of the risk. You know, I had the chance of making money. It was worth it. You know, you buy a lottery ticket, which I don't do. I don't do proper gambling at all, you know, but, you know, you lose, you know, that's just a part of the risk. You know, it was still worth it. So that that 3K that I'm going to put in this summer, just a rough, random guess, right? Because 16 an hour is still not that much. I don't know if they're going to give me full time or not. You know, that 3K could grow into 6 or 7. That's worth it. Even if it ends up going down to 2, that was worth the risk putting it in. I'm not going to regret it, you know? But I'm confident it's going to go up. I mean, I'm not, like, ETH, I don't know. I feel Bitcoin's already at 110,000. I don't know how high it can go this cycle. I think it's going to end up somewhere between 140 and 220, you know? So it's not even going to double 2x from where we're at here. I think ETH is the great play. ETH is currently at 2,500 while recording this, and I think we could get like 7 to 10K, you know? So I think I'm definitely going to allocate a lot to ETH. XRP is one that like really interests me. From what I know about XRP right now, I'm under the impression that it's like a good way, it's a fast way to send money. So like banks could adopt it with legislation, blah, blah, blah. So potentially next cycle, it could be something really big. It's at 2 something right now. It was pretty low. I'm down on it. I have some, but I'm down right now. But I don't know, this cycle, like I don't think legislation's gonna go through, so it's gonna go, right? Also, if anyone, well, it's gonna be funny to see how my thinking on this changes in the future, but it's like, I'm going to sell like 90% of my crypto, like either late 2025 or beginning of 2026, because that's the peak of the bull run, right? So even with something like XRP that I believe in long term, I'm just going to sell it and then I'm going to rebuy it whenever it's down. But maybe that's stupid thinking. Maybe I should just keep it. I don't know. But that's what my plan is. Let me look at my notes. I made a few notes for this video. Some stuff I wanted to talk about. Talk about my goals. Can't do this 9 to 5. Talked about that. Talk about like where I'm at financially. See, I'm gonna, yeah, I mean, the whole plan of this, basically this whole video is I'm gonna change, instead of making videos, I'm gonna change the trajectory of this channel. Instead of making videos where I tell you like, this is why you're not rich, you must do this, I'm just documenting my journey for me, maybe, or whenever I make it in the future, it'll end up being for you, so you can see what happened, right? Because I think that's so cool, bro. You see someone who's made it young, and then you get to see the journey, right? See the mistakes they made, see their thought process, you know, and that's kind of where I'm at. I put on here talk about health. Health is an interesting one for me. I feel like I've been like saying, oh, I'm gonna lock in and cut for the last like 2 years or something. And to be honest, this summer, my goal is just not to gain any fat. I definitely should be locking in and cutting, but I don't know. I see a lot of stuff where they're talking about like, you gotta have the discipline to like lose the weight and keep it off and eat right before you can do this other stuff. But my goal this summer is to stack as much bread as possible and to stack as many coins as possible. Don't gain weight, consistently get stronger in the gym. I still been lifting consistently for between 2 and 3 years. Yeah. Bro, it's so hot outside, man. Like, y'all need to get outside. It's so important to get your steps in, to get some sun exposure, especially the darker you are, the more vitamin D you need. It's so important, bro. Like, eat your veggies. Whenever I eat veggies, even if I'm fat, I feel so much better. My energy in the gym is so much better. I mean, it sounds so obvious, but it's like, I feel like the average person isn't just eating frozen veggies and stuff, you know? And when I do, I'm like, oh my God, how do I feel like so much better, right? Mind-blowing stuff, right? I guess my final message would be also socialize, bro. Socializing is so important. Like, Everyone's addicted to their phone. I don't have TikTok at all. I don't have Instagram or Snapchat on my phone at all. And if I ever get them again, it'll be because I'm making social media content, but I don't plan on having an Insta anytime soon. Just be in the moment, bro. Like, people talk about like, oh, drinking is so bad. Oh, this is so bad. Like, your TikTok addiction is so bad. Like, get outside, get some vitamin D, socialize with people. I'm trying to like watch a movie with my boys tonight. Like, be active, you know? Have goals, talk about your goals, write down your goals. Just freaking do it. Stop being lazy, you know? I was like ranting to my brother last night, like, bro, you need to lock in and get a job this summer. Like, I know you already got bread stacked up. Somehow my little brother has way more money than I do right now, but you know, like, life is too short, man. Get out here on the soccer field, bro. Bro, look, I'm right next to the freaking NASA space station, bro. It's a beautiful day. Ooh, my arm is getting so tired from holding this. So I'm gonna have to say goodbye to y'all. Hopefully the first of many videos. A toast to our success. It's been your boy Jake. Laters.